The living organism present around us are mainly plants and animals. We are surrounded by different types and sizes of these organisms, from microbes to ants to monkey, elephant, intelligent like human, and most largest whale. Some live on land, some loves sky, some swim in ocean and river, some animals crawl on the land. According to recent study, estimated number of animal species on earth is approximately 7 millions. That means we have to study these many animals? Well, certainly not. But we do have to find a better way to study. And hence, introducing this chapter, Animal Classification in 10th Standard. Animal classification, which is a formation of groups and subgroups of different kinds of animals depending on similarities and differences among them. And by doing this, we can have many benefits, which are as follow. Their study becomes convenient. Few animals, if we study from a group, help us to understand about the entire animal that is present in that group. It also gives idea about animal evolution. Animals can be easily identified with great accuracy. It helps to understand the relationship between animals and with other organisms. It also helps to understand habitat of each animal and its exact role in the nature. It helps to understand various adaptation shown by the animals. History of animal classification. Time to time, different scientists and scholars have tried to classify the animals, and one of such scholar is great philosopher, father of biology, Aristotle. He was a great thinker too. More about him you can search on internet. Now, he classified animals according to body size, habits, and their habitat, which is also known as artificial method of animal classification. Later on, as the new development in science, the criteria for animal classification changed, and then natural system of classification came, which was based on the various criteria like body organization, types of cell and chromosome, biochemical properties, etc. And then the traditional method, depending on presence and absence of notochord, the entire animal kingdom has been divided into two groups, non-chordates and chordates. Well, students, notochord, it is a long rod-like supporting structure present on the dorsal side of the animal body, and it keeps the nerve tissue isolated from remaining body. Let's see some of the characteristic of non-chordates. Body is not supported by notochord. Lungs or pharyngeal gill slit is absent for respiration. Nerve cord, if it is present on the ventral side, and heart present on the dorsal side. You can see the diagram. Non-chordates are classified or divided into 10 phyla. Now, these phylums are Protozoa, Porifera, Coelenterata, or they are also called as Cnidaria, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, and Hemichordata. Now, I understand, student, to remember this, it will require lot of patience and lot of remembrance. So, you can make some trick, you can make some funny sentence out of which you can remember. So what I have done for you is I have taken the starting letter of each phyla and I made one funny sentence so that you can remember like this. It goes like people couldn't play around amazing amusement park, monkey enter house. So I have left protozoa because further you will come to know we will only consider multicellular organism classification, as protozoa is a unicellular organism. So I have left it because it is the traditional method of animal classification. As you go further, you will see five kingdom classification by Robert Whittaker, and there protozoa is not present. So we will start from Porifera. So Porifera P becomes people, Cnidaria C becomes couldn't, then play, around, amazing, amusement park. Park I have taken extra, monkey, enter, house. So like that you can remember, you can make your own funny sentence, and like that you can do. Now coming to chordates or chordata, the characteristics are their body is supported by notochord, pharyngeal gill slits or lungs are present for respiration, nerve cord present on the dorsal side of the body, and heart is present on the ventral side. As I was telling you, we follow five kingdom classification of Robert Whittaker, and all the multicellular organisms are included in animal kingdom. This system of classification was based on some criteria like body organization, body symmetry, body cavity, germinal layer, and segmentation. So one by one we will discuss this now. First is body organization. Now grades of organization. Animal is made up of cell, either one cell or more than one cell. So if it is present, just one cell is present, so they are unicellular, and such unicellular organisms are referred to protoplasmic grade organization. Now the next one is for multicellular organism. So tissues are not present but just the cells are present, then such body organization is called cellular grade organization. Example is phylum Porifera. Third one is in some animals cell come together to form tissue, and with the help of this all they can perform the body function. So these type of animal shows cell tissue grade organization. Example is Cnidaria. And the fourth category is, in this type of organization, tissues are organized to form some organs. However, complete organ systems are not formed. Hence, it is called tissue organ grade organization. Beside all these type of body organization mentioned here, remaining all animal shows organ system grade organization, in which different organs are joined together to form organ system, and hence they perform specific function. Examples are crab, frog, human, etc. The next criteria is body symmetry. Students, in imaginary sense, if a body of any animal is cut through imaginary axis of body, it may or may not produce two equal halves. You can understand by pictures here. Now, depending on this property, there are different types of animal body: asymmetrical body, radial symmetry, and bilateral symmetry. As- Asymmetrical body, in this type of body there is no such imaginary axis of the body through which if we cut we can get two equal halves. For example, amoeba. If you cut in any plane, you won't be able to get two equal halves. Now comes the radial symmetry. In this type of body, if imaginary cut pass through central axis of the body, but in any plane, it will give rise to two equal halves. For example, starfish, you can see the picture here. This blue color thing is the imaginary axis of cut. Okay, and the third one is bilateral symmetry. In this type of body there is only one such imaginary axis of body through which we can get two equal halves. Example, insects, fish, frog, bird, human, etc. The third criteria is germ layer. Now, in case of multicellular organism, germ layer are formed during initial period of their embryonic development. And from these germ layer only, different tissues are formed in our body. Now, in case some animal have just two germ layer, that is endoderm, which is present inside, and ectoderm, which is the outermost germ layer, like Cnidaria. But in remaining animals, three germ layer are formed. That is inside endoderm, the middle one mesoderm, and the outer one is ectoderm. You can see the picture here to understand better. The next category is body cavity or coelom. Now, cavity between the body and internal organ is called cavity or coelom. In case of multicellular animals, during initial period of embryonic development, body cavity is formed from either mesoderm or gut. So there is a space created because of this reason. Now, body cavity is present in animals of phylum Annelida and all phylum after that. Now, those which have the body cavity or coelom, they are called as eucoelomate. Whereas body cavity, if it is absent in animals like Porifera, Cnidaria, these animals are called as acoelomate. You can see the diagram. Well, in some cases, there is presence of coelom, but the reason of presence of this coelom is not because of the gap between mesoderm or gut. So there could be some other ways, by some other means, these body cavity has been formed. So these animals are called as pseudocoelomate, which is false coelom. Okay, and the examples is Aschelminthes. Okay, the last criteria is body segmentation. In this, body of animals are divided into small and similar units. You must have seen earthworm body. So you can have the you can see the ring like structure present on their body, right? That segmented body, and each small unit is known as segment. Animals like earthworm from the phylum Annelida falls under this category, which have the body segmentation. Students, you can understand as the animals are getting evolved, the complexity of animals also increases. You remember in 9th standard we did classification of plants. So there also we classified plants into two categories, cryptogams and phanerogams. So the complexity increases from cryptogams to phanerogams. Flowering plants were phanerogams. So you can understand that. There is this flow chart which summarize our today's topic, and for next part of animal classification, stay tuned. Until then, be curious.